If you've been playing the last couple of days, you probably noticed there's a slight increase of cheating happening, or better said, visible cheaters happening inside Warzone. Be it Rebirth, be it Verdansk, doesn't matter. I think you feel it, I feel it, people get more reported, nothing is happening at the end of the day, right? And today I'm gonna explain to you why things will become even worse. Now let me explain to you why I came up with this theory. So a couple of weeks ago, it's already a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine wrote me a PM like, hey bro, I just got shitted on by a cheater who claims that he knows you, and I had no idea whom he means. And after 1-2 days passed, I finally reached out to the guy that killed him, and I got in a conversation with him on Discord. And today I'm gonna share with you what I understood from him. Also, I'm gonna share the PMs that we exchanged, and also why I think that things are gonna get terrible. And with terrible, I mean like Hiroshima level terrible. So there's a whole, for everybody who doesn't know it, Activision and Ricochet, they have been very active, trying to ban a lot of known cheat providers, like Phantom Overlay or ESP or whatever they're called, doesn't matter. As far as I understood, they was mostly working with cease and desist, and every time when they came back, they was again charging them with cease and desist or whatsoever. So at the end of the day, they was doing like quite a good job, to get like the most known out of the market. But frankly speaking, the most known are just like for those guys who are average, like maybe one of 2 or 3 or 5 streamers, maybe, your neighbor, those guys who, if you go on Google and say, hey, where I can find cheats, for Call of Duty, and these are like the top 5 which are popping up, and, the other 5,000 are not being recognized because there is a lot of them out there. Some are very popular, some are not very popular. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because Ricochet is not doing nothing about it. Neither is Activision, and there will be always enough supply. And I'm going to explain to you now why there's going to be always enough supply. So let's go into and for all the legit players out there who just like to chill out, couple of evenings, a couple of rounds playing with the homies, having some fun, chilling around and not having a sweat fest every evening, go and check out easygamevpn.com. We still have the offer currently up and running with the lifetime for less than $100, so make sure to check it out. I strongly recommend it. It's completely TOS compliant and code of conduct, so you're completely Gucci. There is no issue for you if you use it. So as you can see, we were starting our discussion back on April 9th in the very early hours. And I spoke about him like, hey, I want to interview you. And I'm interested, like, why are you cheating? And he's like, yeah, why not? Just like, he has just like his exams and whatever. So I assume he's doing some, I don't know, maybe student or whatever. Doesn't matter at the end of the day, right? And he's like, I know everything about cheating and COD. I also know how to cheat on literal brand new accounts and not getting shadow. And I'm also thinking to buy DMA cheats. And we agreed, let's have an interview on Friday. And for some reason, he didn't show up. Can be any reason. Probably he didn't want it, still to put his voice out or whatsoever. And anyways, we continued like writing with each other. And while we were writing, he's sending me an invite to a Discord server. And I just clicked on the server, when you get then on the invite page and you're like, you want to join or not? And I'm like, I don't want to join, but I saw a lot of people there. And I'm speaking about a couple of thousands of people. And he's just continued writing to me like, full of cheaters. Accounts being sold here, all cheaters rage and play with each other. So they're basically grouping up, it's like some kind of underground shit. People just grouping up, they go, play together and have like a blast in the lobbies or whatever. And he's also like, yeah, here's also a streamer account that has been sold. And he's like, I swear to God, it was $1,500. It had a lot of streamers, probably whitelisted account. So probably there's like one account which was used by one streamer and it's being resold like continuously and can be used with cheating because it's whitelisted. As far as we understood, this is like whitelisted. So that being said, he sent me as well like another screenshot where he's like, here's the shop, where you can see rank ready for Warzone, multiplayer rank ready, elite account, premier account, accounts, and accounts of DMA or whatever, or maybe DMA cheats. And I'm like, what the actual? And he's like, yeah. Here's also like a voice chat for boosters, and it gets crazier. He's like, so he didn't send me everything, but for me, it's more than enough to see, okay, he's really inside there. And obviously, they're doing everything via Cash App or whatever. So anyways, I continued and giving him all my questions and blah, blah, blah. But again, meeting didn't took place. And then he asked me like a question like, hey, how many times you've been shadow banned though? Like you're a legit player, right? As I know. And I'm like, yeah, I was banned like whole MW2 from season 1 till MW3 season 2. And I was playing like 1 or 2 days, and then I got again like a shadow ban. So this was like my whole MW2 experience, including the first 2 seasons of MW3. And he's like, wow, crazy dad, you legit players get more shadow banned than closer cheaters. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding, right? And I asked him like, and nothing is happening for you, like you've been streaming and cheating for over a month, that's what he wrote to me. It's like, I have been streaming and cheating for a month. I'm like, nothing is happening. And he's like, yeah, only one shadow ban, and I still got unbanned. I was raging as well. So he was rage hacking, and nothing happened to him. And he's like, yeah, because the AI that reviews your account while you're in like in the shadow ban process is just unbanning everybody. Nobody's getting permabanned unless the system is detecting anything up front. So if you get a shadow ban, nothing is going to happen to you. And I'm like, you had only one shadow ban and that's all? And he's like, yep, I know when Ricochet is off. And he's like, for me, this is the indication. So this is what I understand, that Ricochet is just not working at the moment. And this is also what everybody's saying, right? And I'm like, yeah, there's no one checking it, because I also said it like more than 1 year ago. There's nobody checking it because it's a completely automated system. You get shadow banned, you get a number assigned, how many days you will be in shadow ban, and then at the minute that you get shadow banned, 3, 5, 7, 10, 14 days later, whatever number has been assigned to you, you're being unshadow banned on the minute. And he's like, I have been never permabanned even once. In BO6, in MW3, it happened more often. That's what he said, right? And here's the thing. He's like, I don't think that I will get shadowed ever again. Then we continued a little bit to speak, and he's like, with this, how much are my chances of being shadow banned? Went full blend and full squad rage. So he went with a couple of guys from his Discord, cheating Discord, and they went like full rage. Like, okay, I assume now, I can only assume because we didn't go into details, but I assume like aim logs, etc, etc, etc. And he's like, nothing is happening, and you keeping getting shadow banned, which is crazy because you all legit get a hit. And I'm like asking, what kind of, like, which provider do you use that they can't find it? Because I'm really curious to understand, okay, what are you using? Like, is it DMR? And I misspelled it here, my bad. And he's like, no, it's called DMA, and no, I use external. So he's using an external one. But he said, I will buy a DMA because it's only $200. And he's like, it's impossible to detect. You need software as well, literal hardware for ESP and aimbot. And then he's sending everything, here, boom, boom, boom. This is what you need, 250 plus shipping. And you got your undetectable cheats available. And he's even explaining, here the blue thing is called fuzzer. I have no idea, but I assume it's just for hardware information exchange in terms, because he's like, this is the thing which is reading out your game memory, sending it to the second PC and on the second monitor, and there the cheats are running, and then it's being pushed back into your gaming PC. This is how it's working, obviously, on the DMA. I think there's a couple of other videos out there. I can understand the technology behind it. It's not that far-fetched for me. Just I haven't tried it, and I don't want to try it because I think this is absolutely getting you banned or should get you banned, but obviously nothing is happening. And I'm asking him like, yeah, and this is, you do this all just to get more kills? And he's like, no. I do this for boosting. Like, he's making a new account, and he's ranking them up quickly, and then he's selling them quickly again for money. And this is the whole motivation behind this cheating. It's not about, going and being the best in the lobby or, become a huge freaking streamer. Streamer probably are like a super small percentage of all the cheaters out there in Call of Duty at the moment. They're probably not even like 5%, okay? Never mind how much we think that every streamer is cheating. No. I strongly doubt it, because those guys here, they're making the real money out of it. Because the cheating here is like, first of all, he says the supply is so high, and he goes ahead and says, okay, I can sell like a Eerie for $60. For Warzone, it's like $100. So $60 for multiplayer, $100 for Warzone. If it's a top 250, it's between $200 and $600. And players like on Twitter, you can find a lot of people who are like offering boosting services, and they're charging more than $100 for Eerie, right? So if you're like a player and you would like to have like a new account, which is eerie, you just go ahead and buy one for $100. This is cheaper than to go ahead and buy a couple of bundles, right? And I'm like, so you're basically making money off of boosting accounts, reselling them. This is like my question, because I really try to understand the economics and the motivation, because once you understand the economics and the motivation, this is the only way how you can actually fight the cheating problem inside Activision, inside Call of Duty, inside Warzone, specifically because it's a free-to-play game. And he's like, yeah, just selling them, you know? He's like, I create accounts, rank them up, and sell them, and people usually team up and cheat. So within the Discord, everybody's doing the same thing, and he's like, you know, 6 people, they go on a buy and buy each other and kill each other all the time, you know, for SR boosting, and it's mostly for free. So they do it like for free to each other. So they're not charging each other for that shit, obviously. And he's like, you know, most like of those people who are doing this are living in countries where $100 is a lot. Yeah. So they do this work. And just to give you an idea, I asked ChatGPT, you know, to give me the list of the 50 countries in the world where $100 is considered a lot. And you get like a lot of countries in Africa, in Asia, Middle East, Central, in Europe, Pacific, and others. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're living in one of those countries and you invest like $200 and you can't find a job or whatsoever, and you go ahead and, I don't know, you rank up like 2 accounts into top 250 and resell them, bro, that's like what, $1,000? You make immediately like 5x. It's a 5x, and your initial investment for the DMA is like 200. And I'm like, yeah, this makes sense, even though, you know, it sounds like it's as stupid as it sounds, but it really makes sense, right? And now getting back like to my initial statement, why I think that cheating will come back much, much heavier than it used to be ever. Well, we are playing right now Verdansk, and the next ranked map, which is gonna happening, or better said, the next ranked season, which is gonna happening this week, will be on Verdansk. So people will be playing like hell. All the streamers will be playing like hell, because everybody wants to be the best on Verdansk, because it's just such a great map. You know, it's the map where what basically started everything. Everybody has as well like this emotional connection, so everybody will try to get there. And there will be such a huge demand on Eerie accounts, on Cream accounts, on top 250 accounts, that the cheating will be so rampant that you can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it, and I don't think that Ricochet or Activision per se has anything up their sleeves how they want to counter it, except with manual bans, which are heavily intensive, like resource intensive, which means a lot of money needs to be invested. And I'm not sure if they're willing to do this in a free-to-play game. So that being said, you better prepare yourself, because you will have cheaters in ranked, and you will, more importantly, you will have cheaters in pubs. Because every new account who wants to play ranked, first of all, needs to go ahead and play a couple of rounds of pubs. So you will probably see a lot of cheaters coming now into pubs. And that being said, share with me your opinion on that one. What do you guys think about this? Do you see any kind of chance how this can be resolved? I mean, do you have any other approaches? Maybe make even cheating like a criminal offense, but how you want to handle this cross-country, you know, if it's an international case.